Consider, for a moment, the last beverage you may have purchased and consumed. Was it possibly iced tea, coffee, maybe a smart water? And do you by any chance know the history of that drink? And if you did, does that make you more or less likely to buy it again? These are all questions asked by the minds of the world's leading business professionals as they consider the idea of consumer-based crowdsourcing of future products.
A rising trend seen heavily in the digital world recently is a project funding and development style that implements a heavy amount of consumer interaction at a very early stage. This style is known as crowdsourcing. Very popular in the form of platforms such as Kickstarter and Indiegogo for funding and building awareness. These focus more on new consumer-grade technology, tabletop games, as well as video games such as Star Citizen, which holds the world record of raising $181 million as of recording this video. Other incredibly successful platforms such as OpenIDO and Innocentive include the broader range of the development and design process through brainstorming, conception, and evaluation of product ideas.
One notable success story is the 7 Challenge pilot by NASA, which used the Innocentive platform to solve 7 challenges using crowdsourced research and cooperation to solve problems ranging from how to keep food fresh in space over extremely long periods of time to data-driven forecasting of solar events. So now that we've established that crowdsourcing is a thing, and that its use often leads to overwhelming levels of success in some cases, statistics actually show that marketing a product as customer ideated at the point of purchase versus not mentioning the specific source of design increased the product's actual market performance by 20%. Pretty impressive stuff. So that being said, let's talk about beverages again. What if you knew for a fact that you had directly contributed to the invention of a specific beverage? Would you be more or less likely to buy it regularly? This leads me to the topic of this video, and where some may argue to be one of the largest examples of recent modern-day crowdsourcing: Dewmocracy. Dewmocracy was a marketing campaign that focused on both building the company's brand identity through engagement with its fans, as well as crowdsourced the development of a brand new product. This entire campaign was a 7-stage process that lasted an entire year. So let's dive right into how Mountain Dew used crowdsourcing during each of these stages, and determine how effective they were at engaging with the Mountain Dew consumers. How did each stage compare to one another, as well as how it helped grow the brand beyond their own expectations.
The entire marketing campaign started with the infamous truck stop tour, possibly the best way to kick off the campaign, as well as the most important step to execute right. The first stage of the marketing campaign promoted the project across 17 markets and 12 separate states across the US, with a total attendance of 1.5 million people, with a sampling group of over 222,000 individuals. The project helped gather 1,100 new fans for the Dew Labs Facebook page, and the 7 test flavors were narrowed down to 3. Mountain Dew used elements of personal selling, understanding that their fans are people that enjoy the culture of being a part of something new and edgy. They invited their brand fanatics to join the Dew Labs online community to be a part of the design process of a new product.
The Mountain Dew fan-filled armies were screened to measure their love for the brand. They had to drink Mountain Dew at least a few times a week, as well as be social media savvy for future stages. Approximately 4,000 of the brand's most dedicated and passionate fans were divided into 3 teams called Flavor Nations. Each group was organized around a mutual preference for one of the 3 flavors. Each nation was then tasked to come up with a temporary name for their product, using their taste buds and the videos provided by the flavor scientists describing the design process of their flavors.
Now that we have a temporary name, they decide on a color. Using the Facebook platform to survey the Mountain Dew fan base, 3 unique Facebook pages were created for each flavor. They received over 11,000 votes across 18 potential colors. This stage reintroduced the opportunity for everyone to have their voices heard, and was the first step towards Mountain Dew's widespread growth.
Flavor Nations now had the makings of 3 real products. 3 flavors were selected during Stage 1, along with a product color through Stage 3. Now it's the time for the official name. The Dew Labs members submitted suggestions to their flavor nations. PepsiCo's legal team then vetted the suggestions and removed anything inappropriate or unable to be used. All 3 flavors ended up with 3 potential names each. Each flavor nation were then required to select a leader to run 3 Twitter accounts, 1 for each flavor, resulting in 9 total. The accounts with the most followers by the end of the stage would be selected as the official names for the 3 new potential products.
Now that Mountain Dew has its flavors, colors, and official names, a design challenge was issued to designers, art schools, artists, and fans alike, giving them all an opportunity to submit a design for one of the Mountain Dew bottle labels. From hundreds of submissions, a top 10 were selected. Each of these artists were awarded an Apple MacBook Pro. When the submissions were narrowed down to a top 3, an additional $10,000 was given to each artist, and they got to work with the company to develop final bottle labels for Mountain Dew.
Small advertising agencies, film students, and all the Dew fans alike were invited to submit a 12-second TV commercial for the Mountain Dew Green that showed off their skills. The top 6 videos were viewed 202,000 times, and 15,000 people voted. Each of the 6 finalists then created a pitch to each flavor nation so that they could decide who they should collaborate with. Finally, each Mountain Dew flavor was given their own individual campaign. Through a traditional marketing communication mix, TV commercials were created as a preferred strategy to reach the desired consumer audience. PepsiCo released the products on April 19, 2010 for only 8 weeks. Polls were then open to the public so that they could vote on the preferred social media platform, with the victor receiving a permanent spot in the Mountain Dew lineup.
Babe, I need to lay on my stomach so I can tan my back.
Babe, this is what you always do. I hate the beach.
Babe.
Oh, it's cold.
Mountain Dew Typhoon. Can you handle it? One of 3 new flavors of Mountain Dew. You choose which one stays. Mountain Dew Whiteout. One of 3 new flavors of Mountain Dew. You choose which one stays. Mountain Dew Distortion. One of 3 new flavors of Mountain Dew. You choose which one stays.
So in the end, what did Mountain Dew gain from this experimental marketing campaign?
Well, Shawn, over the span of the 1 year that the Dewmocracy campaign was actually running, they had what we like to call the textbook definition of exponential growth. The company's online presence, by utilizing this experimental marketing strategy, skyrocketed.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. If you just look at the numbers, right? At the beginning, before this entire campaign sort of kicked off, Mountain Dew was only sitting at about 100,000 fans on their social media platforms like Facebook. By the end of it, they had amassed over 800,000 followers. That's a 700% increase in just this one marketing campaign. That's insane.
You're right. However, let me ask you this one question, Shawn. 7 stages. Some people are going to look at this and think that these are way too many stages to implement during a marketing campaign. So let me ask you, should Dewmocracy have changed anything in this process?
I think we can both agree, Gordon, that overall, no, they killed it. There's absolutely nothing that we can change. They did everything masterfully. At a time when, social media was sort of in its sort of gaining its momentum, and the Mountain Dew brand was kind of in its youth. It didn't really have a large online presence. They knew exactly how to target their target demographic and really grow it, exponentially, as we've talked about previously. My question to you is now, we've seen how well Mountain Dew has done with their crowdsourcing campaign. What could other companies gain from crowdsourcing their products and ideas, from their consumers?
Excellent question, Shawn. But, I think we have to start off with what is crowdsourcing to begin with, because people may not be aware of it. And when essentially what it is, down to the roots, is it's an ideal way to increase a brand's public image and awareness. It builds the relationship between consumers and the company, while allowing companies to not only gather valuable intel from their target markets, but to really understand what they're interested in and how to market to them more effectively.
In general, when a company allows for, early adopters and their consumers to test products before they reach market and provide their own ideas for future innovation, we tend to see, customers with a stronger sense of loyalty to that brand, knowing that the company has listened and supported them, right? Additional benefits is that these customers often become brand advocates, which means after the crowdsourcing stage, when the product finally hits market, they are, most definitely going to be the ones that are now going to be, posting online reviews, posting video, their own sort of photos and content online, basically providing not only free ideas to help improve the product, but also to market it for free, basically forever, as long as the company is still around. And it also removes the unnecessary risk when developing a new product in large quantities. Let's say the company is developing a huge product and they want to mass produce it and they're not sure. The best way to go is to talk to a consumer first. Ask them, what do you think? How can we improve? That's an easy way to ensure that a product, kicks off when it finally reaches market.
Yeah, and after listening to you talk, it really sounds like these are really just common sense ideas. But to a new startup company or even a brand such as Mountain Dew, this really was their secret sauce.
So a quote from a professional businessman named Kevin Bourdreau: to answer the most vexing innovation and research questions, crowds are becoming the partner of choice. Thank you. Roll the credits. So, what do you want to do?
Hey guys, I'm Gordon Morrison. This is my partner.
Our credit scene will be us trying to do this.
Then they turn around and be like, thanks guys.
Love you guys. Peace out.
Then we just like, drop the mic. Hey guys, hope you learned something new today. My name is Gordon Morrison and this is
Shawn Hopkins. I hope you liked the video. And if you want to see more, be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, hit the little notification thing. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. Gotta get in. Don't forget about this guy, okay? We hope you liked the video and we'll see you next time. All right, peace out.